and opinions expressed in the following show are solely those of the host and their guests and not those of W4CY Radio, its employees, or affiliates. We make no recommendations or endorsements for radio show programs, services, or products mentioned on air or on our web. No liability, explicit or implied, shall be extended to W4CY Radio or its employees or affiliates. Any questions or comments should be directed to those show hosts. Thank you for choosing W4CY Radio.
Welcome to Outdoors People with me, C.W. Getz, and her, Maya Marzaki. Good evening. It's Wednesday, June 7th, 2023. We've got a beautiful, comfortable 77-degree Fahrenheit day here in north central Illinois. That equates to a 25-degree Celsius for everyone else in the world. I think they were still the only ones doing Fahrenheit. Am I right? I think.
In Canada.
I think they do Celsius.
No, they don't. They do? Oh my gosh.
I think they do. I
supposed to know, right?
Well, they used to, and I know that. Yeah, I think our Canadian friends said, "Yeah, we changed." So yeah. Hey, I want to tell everyone, and you are in the studio with me tonight here near Chicago for the first time. This is the first time we've done a broadcast with you. Now, we did one with you as a guest, but not with you as a co-host.
And in Brazil, not in your studio. So Absolutely. That's amazing.
We broadcasted in 2 different countries now together. So that's good. But first time you're here. How do you like Illinois, by the way, so far?
It is. We are having so much fun, right?
Yeah.
But it's a really quiet and peaceful place.
It is. Until the airplanes and the Harley Davidson, I'm just saying, and the farm equipment go by. But and we were in Duluth, Minnesota last week at this time doing a broadcast up there with Tom Siga of Duluth Pack. Had a great time. Those guys really showed us some wonderful hospitality. Got a tour through the factory and the distribution center and the store, actually their flagship store. So it was a lot of fun. And then actually the other cool thing is, legend Cliff Jacobson and his wife Susie were gracious enough to invite us to dinner and put us up there in River Falls, Wisconsin. So thank you, you guys.
Yeah, oh my gosh, I couldn't ask for a better trip. Everything was just so nice in Duluth with Cliff. Everything was just so nice, and I love it to meet him. Yeah, and so nice.
He made us some margaritas, homemade, and I mean from scratch, and it was the best that I've ever had. So kudos to you, Cliff. You're a amazing as amazing of a bartender as you are an outdoor. So,
that's true.
Yeah, very much so. Well, tonight's episode of Outdoors People is brought to you by Rutabaga Paddle Sports, providing time on the water.
By Campground Views, making camping easier.
By Duluth Pack, made in the USA since 1882.
And by Jackson Kayak, pursuing joy through paddle sports.
Tonight's episode is Wingfoil and IQ Foil in Italy with our special guest, Alessandro Tomasi. And we're going to do something. I'm just going to tell you right off the bat, we're going to do something interesting here because yours truly, suck at these names of the cities. So I'm going to pause and Maya is going to tell you the names of the cities. So it should be it'll be a lot of fun. I've never done this before. Something new here.
Latin touch.
Always something new on this show. All right, here we go. Let's start over. 20-year-old windsurfer and wingfoiler Alessandro Jose Tomasi lives in
Riva del Garda, Italy,
and teaches windsurfing and wingfoil at his father's windsurfing school in
Guarda Lake, Italy.
Influenced by his father, Alessandro has been competing in windsurfing since age 9 and has been doing wingfoil now for 3 years and IQ foil for 4 years. Alessandro's competitive achievements include first place at Wingfoil Racing World Championship 2021 in
Campione del Guarda, Italy.
5th place at U21 IQ Foil European Championship in 2022 in
Nagotorboli, Italy.
And 3rd place at the last stop of the Wingfoil Racing World Series 2022 in
Jericoacoara, Brazil.
Alessandro's next event will be during the 3rd stop of the Wingfoil Racing World Cup in
Silvaplana, Switzerland.
From June 13th to 18th. And with that, welcome to the show, Alessandro.
Hello. Hello,
How are you
everyone.
doing?
Good, good. Doing good.
Buonasera.
How'd you like that creative introduction we did? Because I really had to have Maya's help for that. I would have stumbled all over that. Embarrassment. Any more than I already just did. So
Was fun. I like it.
yeah, absolutely. Hey, by the way, how's your weather there in Italy there, where you're at?
It's pretty variable. Like right now, it's a bit cloudy, rainy, then
What's
got sunny.
What's your temperature?
Right now it might be like around 20 degrees Celsius.
Oh, sounds like we're a little warmer than you are then.
Yeah, it is cold there.
Yeah, I mean, it's midnight. So during the day, we got like, I think, 28 degrees.
Oh, wow.
Whoa, so good night. Buona noche.
Good stuff.
Well, so let's have you describe Wingfoil and IQ Foil for us.
Okay. So, well, they are two pretty similar sports, but they are very different as well. Well, I'd start from the IQ Foil, which is the Olympic class for windsurfing. It is a windsurf. I don't know if you know what a windsurf is. So it's like a
Sure.
Okay.
Yep.
And you grab the windsurf and you put underneath the board foil, which is like an airplane attached under the board, which lifts the board. So we always go flying around the lake. The body is almost never touching the water, and
I think that's pretty cool. How does that? Okay, so can you take that little wing, or whatever you call it, underneath the water, and can you propel yourself up in the air and make jump? Is that how you do it? Is that how that works?
Feels like flying.
Yeah, I mean, when the airplane is in the water, it lifts you up. When you get it out of the water, it doesn't have any power anymore because the air is not
right. But you can. But that's how you propel yourself up and out of the water with that little wing, and then literally you can do jumps. Because of that, right?
Yeah,
it's impressive. I watch it. So, is there? We were talking earlier. There's a difference. One of these you hold the wings, and the other, the wing, the sail. I don't know what you'd call that. Is attached to the board. Am I right?
Yeah.
You can explain that for us. How that works.
Yes.
And why that is.
The IQ Foil is the one with the sail attached to the board, because as I said before, is a windsurf. And the difference is that on the Wingfoil, you have that wing that will be the sail that is not attached to the board. You have a pretty much smaller board because you don't need to have the space to attach the sail to the board.
Yeah.
And
are your feet attached to that somehow, the board? I mean, obviously they are, so you don't get lifted right off the thing, right?
You can also go without straps, actually.
Yeah.
But you most of the times you use the foot straps, which are just where you put in your feet, and they're not really stuck there. You can get them off because you change side also.
And one is more
front and front.
Oh, sorry. And one is easier than another one? How it works?
It's really hard to say, actually.
For you, it's not hard. Above then it's easy, right?
For the rest of the people,
But for a regular people, there is a easier one.
I would say that for a complete beginner, get going would be easier on the Wingfoil.
Okay, good to know. And how did you first become interested in each of these unique sports?
Well, As you know, my dad owns a windsurfing school. So since I was really young, I always saw my dad riding it, and yeah,
You had no choice.
you can say that. Yeah.
Did he say you have to learn this, or did you just like, I want to do this? I want to do this.
I think both.
Yeah.
He wanted me to learn, but I wasn't. I was into doing it.
Yeah.
I also had a older sister, 2 years older. So I would say like when she was 6 years old, she was already going on the windsurf.
Oh,
And at that age, I was 4.
Yeah.
So I remember my parents said that I was really jealous of her. So
was she really good? And she was like,
nah, she just enjoys going. She didn't really compete as me.
yeah.
Okay, see.
Mm.
See, Dublin and I have a joke, and it is like, you are going to do and you are going to like it.
Yeah, right. You will do this and like it. Yeah.
Like it, yeah. So it's kind of what happened with you. But at least you really like, though, so that's good.
Yeah.
So let me ask you: is Wingfoil and IQ Foil popular throughout the world, or is it only in certain countries that people do this?
Yeah, it is, because you need the conditions to do it. You need you can do it on you need water, a lake, sea, or anything, and you need pretty much wind, consistent wind, and of course the better places are where there's always wind.
Yeah.
Yes, that's good to know, actually. I was going to ask you if you just can do that in ocean, or you can also do in rivers and lakes. So I guess you just told us, right? So you can do in all those places. You need have water. That's all.
Yeah, that's right. You can do it everywhere. We race also everywhere, on the lake, on the sea, with different conditions, more wavy, and you really enjoy to have different conditions and to ride in different places.
Yeah, that's nice.
Interesting.
Well, we are going to a little break. Don't go away. We'll be back with more of Outdoors People right after these messages.
A few years ago, someone asked Rutabaga's owner, Darren Bush, "Hey, how long have you guys been selling boats?" Darren replied, "Well, we don't sell boats. We sell time on the water." Of course, that comes in all types. We help people paddle more safely with Rutabaga outdoor programs. We rent canoes, kayaks, and stand-up paddleboards. We sell and install racks to get you from home to adventure. Rutabaga's got everything you need to get you out on the water, like paddles, life jackets, dry bags, and clothing. Rutabaga Paddle Sports, on the web at rutabaga.com. Mention you saw this ad on The Camping Show.
It is time to go camping. Introducing Campground Views virtual tours. You can tour the campground, see the sites, see if they are available, and click to book your perfect spot. Hit the open road and explore the amazing places found in nature. We make it easy to discover, find, and book your site so that you can go have the fun and freedom you seek. Campground Views virtual tours make it easy and simple for you to see where you are going.
Duluth Pack is handcrafted for every lifestyle, making memories since 1882. In store at 365 Canal Park Drive or online at duluthpack.com.
We're one big family. a community of paddlers, and we want to make sure that everyone has a great time out on the water.
We are made right here in Sparta, Tennessee, USA.
This is where every Jackson kayak is born, built by hand with a focus on innovation.
We are Jackson Kayak.
We are
Jackson Kayak.
We're Jackson Kayak.
We are Jackson Kayak.
And we're back with our guest, Alessandro Tomasi, here on Outdoors People. Alessandro, let me ask you a question. We're going to talk about competitions for a little bit. First of all, do you compete in both wingfoil and IQ foil? And there was something else we were talking about earlier, too, is wind foil and wingfoil, as opposed to IQ foil. So we're going to have you talk about that a little bit. But I do want to know, do you compete in both of these? And if you do, where are those competitions held?
Yeah, I do compete in both sports.
Yeah.
And well, we have competitions all over the world. To organize a competition, they just need a place where you have to be pretty sure that you're going to get some wind and on the water, of course. Because
like what places? Where have you competed at? Like what countries have you competed in?
I have competed in Greece, in Spain, Italy, of course.
Wow.
In
Brazil.
Wow.
Never in the United States. I don't even know. I don't remember seeing people do this here in the U.S. And I'm not, I'm not as worldly as I'd like to be, but I don't remember seeing people do this here. So that's why this sort of caught my attention, for doing an episode.
Yeah, it's a huge country, United States, but there's not many people doing it.
Yeah.
I don't know. Neither in competitions, you don't get to see many USA people.
Yeah, maybe the beaches and the wind, they are not that good as like in Brazil, Italy. Because I know up north in Brazil, that's a rude thing. Everyone does. I have many friends that just move it to the up north just to wingfoil or do stuff like that.
It's so cool. Yeah, that's awesome. I've never seen anybody do this in person, and I'd like to. I think we should go to Italy. In fact, we've talked about that.
Yeah.
Hey, if we came to Italy, Alessandro, you could teach us how to do it, because since you've got a school there, your dad does. I think we could. You think we could get a couple of lessons or what?
Whoa.
Sure.
Yeah. I think that would be great.
Whoa.
Yeah, it's some of that awesome Italian food that Maya and I both love too. So.
Of course.
Yeah, and wine.
How long did it take you to get to the point where you were really comfortable with competing? You're like, you know what, I'm going to do it. How long did that take you when you first started?
Wait, repeat again.
Like, so once you started windsurfing and doing windfoil, how many years were you doing that before you said, hey, I'm ready to compete?
Well, I don't know. I think I started about 5 years old, and then I started competing at 9.
Whoa.
Because a friend of my dad, which had a son doing it, competing, said to my dad, just make him compete as well. And then we tried, and it went pretty well at the Italian Championship. I won it, and
you won that your first year you competed, or is that what you're saying?
Yeah, in my age.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Yeah, but wow, still, you're like a natural.
Yeah, that's crazy. 9 years old, I was learning how to walk. That's crazy, man. Congratulations.
That's good, man. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Wow.
And is there an Olympic event for wingfoil and IQ foil?
So IQ Foil, yes. As I said before, IQ Foil will be the Olympic class of wingfoil with a D, which is the sport. And the other sport, which is wingfoil with a G, doesn't have any Olympic event probably because it's really young as a sport. I would say it's like 3.5 years old.
Oh, wow. So that's really new.
Yeah.
Wow.
So yeah, winged foil, there is a Olympic event, but wing foil, no. There is no. Okay. Yes, that's good to know, actually. And have you ever been injured while doing either?
Wind foiling. So with the IQ foil, not really. Maybe.
Not really?
I wouldn't say injured, because maybe crashing and then walking a little bit bad for.
But not hospitalized. Yeah, not in the hospital or anything like that. Yeah.
But I've never been in the hospital. But my worst have been on the wingfoil, when like after 1 month after I learned wingfoiling, I started to already doing jumps and tricks. I was really into it. I was enjoying so much doing 360s and this stuff. But then probably I was doing them with a pretty bad technique because I was very new in the sport. And I, how do you say when your shoulder gets out? I dislocated my shoulder.
Dislocated your shoulder?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh! Wow. So are we talking like somersaults, like you're doing flips up in the air upside down? Is that what you were doing?
I wasn't doing that.
Okay, that's what I'm picturing.
Because I'm not a freestyler. I'm a racer.
Okay.
Yeah, I do speed racing, but there's also on the wingfoil the freestyling part, and I do crazy tricks.
Really? Now, is that something you'll ever do, you think? Freestyle?
Maybe once I get my shoulder better, because like after first time you dislocate it, it's always easier to get it out and get it in, and it's pretty annoying.
Oh, so that's something you're prone to now. Is that happening again? Huh?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yes, it's true. You need to work out lots and take care of your shoulder, right?
Hey, let me ask you, what's the worst wipeout that you've ever seen anybody do doing wingfoil or windfoil for that matter? I mean, anybody. I mean, can it send you to the hospital? I mean, can you get injured that badly enough on doing this that you might have to go to the emergency room or what?
Very rare, I would say.
Rare,
yeah.
Very rare. So it's a pretty safe sport then.
Yeah.
For the most part.
Yeah, it's pretty safe, yeah.
All right, people who were scared out there, you don't have to be scared anymore. We just eliminated the emergency room visits, I think. Yeah.
I saw some videos and pictures, and it did not like that save for me, but I'm glad it is safe for you. But talking about that, we have some pictures and videos to look up, but after this little break. So don't go away. We'll be back with more of Outdoors People right after these messages.
A few years ago, someone asked Rutabaga's owner, Darren Bush, "Hey, how long have you guys been selling boats?" Darren replied, "Well, we don't sell boats. We sell time on the water." Of course, that comes in all types. We help people paddle more safely with Rutabaga outdoor programs. We rent canoes, kayaks, and stand-up paddleboards. We sell and install racks to get you from home to adventure. Rutabaga's got everything you need to get you out on the water, like paddles, life jackets, dry bags, and clothing. Rutabaga Paddle Sports, on the web at rutabaga.com. Mention you saw this ad on The Camping Show.
It is time to go camping. Introducing Campground View's virtual tours. You can tour the campground, see the sights, see if they are available, and click to book your perfect spot. Hit the open road and explore the amazing places found in nature. We make it easy to discover, find, and book your site so that you can go have the fun and freedom you seek. Campground View's virtual tours make it easy and simple for you to see where you are going.
Duluth Pack is handcrafted for every lifestyle, making memories since 1882. In store at 365 Canal Park Drive or online at duluthpack.com.
We're one big family, a community of paddlers, and we want to make sure that everyone has a great time out on the water.
We are made right here in Sparta, Tennessee, USA.
This is where every Jackson kayak is born, built by hand with a focus on innovation.
We are Jackson Kayak.
We are
Jackson Kayak.
We're Jackson Kayak.
We are Jackson Kayak.
And we're back on the Outdoors People here with Alessandro Tomasi, our guest. One, we've got some, as Maya mentioned, some photos and some video, and a video, I should say, that Alessandro sent us. Let's take a look at the photos first, if we can. There we go.
There we go.
Alessandro, what are we looking at here?
We're looking at the IQ Foil.
Okay.
Yeah.
And this is where it's attached to the board, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is the one that's attached. How tall is that? Would you call it a sail? Is that what it is?
Yeah, it is.
How
It's a
tall
sail,
is that?
And it's like,
I know you're going to give us meters, but that's okay.
yeah, I'm going to say 5.5 meters.
Whoa.
Yeah, that's
5 meters?
That's pretty tall.
Whoa. It is
Yes.
heavy?
I don't know how much it's the weight of the sail, but it's that high because it's the Olympic class, which we're using just one equipment for all winds, and so you need a pretty big sail to use it also in light wind, so to be able to compete also in light wind, and so we have a big one. Yeah.
And did you say 5.5 meters or 5 meters?
The mast is which is the thing that goes in the sail to make it rigid. It's 555 centimeters.
So 5.5 meters.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this: what is that pole? Is that like a carbon fiber?
Yeah.
I was just going to say that's probably carbon fiber, very light. Yeah.
Who just messaged us 5 meters means 18 feet for you guys in America.
5.5, I think is.
Yeah, 5.5.
18. That's a tall. Wow, that's pretty impressive. Get some serious wind. There we go.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Look at that. So you got a bar to hold on. I was wondering where your hands actually go. So interesting.
Yeah, you got kind of a bar that goes all around the sail, and yeah, you're also attached to the sail with a harness, which helps you because like you get tired so easy if you go just with your arms.
Yeah, I would think so.
It's almost impossible.
Now you can see through that sail too. There, it looks like it's just clear plastic, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
And you have one foot on and another one, foot on and another one out.
Yeah.
So it's just
It
like
depends on
to move.
It depends on the direction you're going compared to the wind,
Oh.
So you lean on that thing like a sailboat almost.
This one?
You lean on that you lean that thing like a sailboat almost. The same way you would lean a sailboat, you're leaning that board there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Similar. Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
In that picture, they're both in Garda Lake, and I was going downwind, and this is how you go downwind with 1 foot.
Now, when you're racing, do you have to tack, like they call it tacking in sailing? Same way?
Yeah. You call it tacking and jibing.
Yeah.
And
that's some work.
Yeah.
And is the place you live, like in this picture, it is right in the place you live? That's amazing.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, we have a huge mountain.
Oh, even better.
That's a cool picture there. See, I like how that board comes right out of the water. I mean, that's just cool. I don't know how, I've never seen these operate in person, but I'm thinking that of course, videos. But it's just amazing. Who came up with that?
Yeah, it's a really good feeling. The first time you try, I don't know,
that's got to feel pretty cool.
Yeah.
All right, Juan, let's do the net. There we go. Yep. All right. Now we got twins.
Yeah.
One from Switzerland, another one for Italy, right? I saw the flag.
Yeah.
The other one is Denmark.
Denmark.
Yeah.
Interesting.
It has almost the same flag as Switzerland. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the same actually.
There we go. Okay, so now, which one is this? Is this the wind? Wait a minute. Am I going to get this right? Wind or wing? Wingfoil with a G?
Yeah, with a G.
This is wingfoil with a G. Okay.
Yeah.
Wing.
Exactly.
Now, you have nothing to hold on to other than this wing. Isn't that's got to be more difficult for balance, right?
Not really. I would say that this is easier for a beginner.
This is easier?
Yeah.
Wow.
Actually, yeah.
It looks like it would be really difficult.
Yes.
Yeah. You got nothing.
Oh my god.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. That had to be harder to learn. I would just think it, Yeah, it's gotta be awkward.
And the board is smaller, right?
The board? Yeah. Yeah, it is.
How long is that board? Or how short is that board, I should say?
It is about 1.50 meters.
1.5 meters?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's short.
5 or 6 feet. Yeah. Okay. That is short.
And yeah, this picture that picture was in Brazil, in Taiba.
It was in Brazil. Oh wow.
Cool.
This looks cool. Yeah, this looks awesome. I like that. So this is the wing foil. And when you're getting some serious wind in it, that's cool.
Yeah, there was strong wind in this picture.
That's got to be fun.
Yeah. I was doing kind of speed runs that day, and I did 61.8 kilometers per hour.
I was just going to ask you that. Yeah.
Yeah.
How fast is that again?
It's 61 kilometers per hour. 62.
61.
Yeah.
61, 62.
You're moving.
Kilometer.
That's moving. Yeah.
Yeah, that's for being on water, it's a fast speed.
Yeah, I would say. That's why you're wearing the helmet.
Yeah.
Yeah, right?
Be safe. Oh, sorry.
There we go. Yeah, just how high that goes out of the water.
Whoa.
Yeah. It's interesting because the board is just there to stand on. It's not really in contact with the water at all. It's not,
Yeah. And where is the place you are in the picture?
In this was in Garda. That was a competition. I was pushing hard.
Interesting.
I was really focused, as you see.
Riva del Garda, right? Where you live.
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay, this looks airborne. I mean, am I wrong?
Huh?
This is airborne. You're in the air.
Yeah.
There's no water there. Yeah. See, that's what I was talking about. This thing that just this little blade or whatever wings that just propels you out of the water, and you're basically flying, right?
I was almost over who made the picture.
Yeah. That's amazing.
So beautiful.
You're really leaning that boat. It's not a boat. It's a board, I guess. You're not leaning the board.
Yeah.
You're leaning the board. Wow.
And that's the IQ Foil again.
IQ Foil. Okay.
IQ Foil.
What do we got here? There we go. Now this is the wing foil again. Right?
Yeah.
This was in France.
I like
in
that.
a competition.
All right.
Such a beautiful picture.
Coming up on the last photo. Is this the last one? We got one more. This looks like it. Okay, so we've got a video. Let's do the video now, and this is pretty cool. We'll get to watch you in action. Am I right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's take a look at that. Man, you are really moving on the water on those boards. I'm watching you going, wow.
That's impressive.
Yeah.
Really, congratulations.
Absolutely, absolutely. Let me ask you this, Alessandro. How are wingfoil and IQ foil different from kite surfing? Because they both use wind to do what they're doing. So, how different is that to get used to from one to the other? Because you do all of them, right?
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of similarities between them, I'm sure, but there are some differences, right?
Yeah, they're pretty different. IQ foil, which is a wind foil, has a sail like a sailboat.
Okay.
And the kite surf has used to moving a kite with the lines and a really small board. Yeah, they have huge kites, so really much power, and so they can use a super small board and still glide on water.
So the one that might be closest to it would be wingfoil, like kite surfing, right?
To kite surfing?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say that wingfoil is kind of a hybrid between the two sports, between wingfoil and kite surfing.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. I mean, if you were being towed by a rope, wingfoil would be the one that you would be closest to kite surfing. Am I right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Looks like it. So, I know we touched on this a second ago, but I'm going to ask you officially here. So the dimensions of each of these boards, IQ foil and wingfoil. You said the IQ foil is about, wingfoil is about 1.5 meters. And how about the IQ foil? How big is that board, you say? Was that 6 foot? Or, 6 foot? 2.5 meters? 2 meters?
It's, about 2 meters 20.
Yeah. That's a pretty good size. I mean, and honestly, those are smaller than our SUPs,
Whoa.
Stand-up.
Much smaller.
The paddleboards are really long.
Yeah, absolutely.
It is pretty much a bodyboard surfing board, right? So small.
How do you stand up when you get on these things? How do you stand up? You get out there. I mean, you don't just take off from the beach, surfing. I mean, or windsurfing or anything like that. Even windsurfing, but IQ foil and wingfoil. You don't just take off. How do you get it? How do you get there? You have boats pull you out there?
Huh?
You have a boat pull you out there and to get started, or how does that work?
No, you don't need the boat.
Really?
You just go in the water, maybe swim a little bit farther from the coast, because for the foil, for that airplane, you need a little bit of deep water.
Mm-hmm.
And then from there, on the IQ foil, it's pretty easy because the board is big,
Yeah.
and so pretty easy to stand. And you lift the sail, and when you have your sail on in your hands, you just gain speed and take off. And the wingfoil is a little bit more complicated when you're in a good level because you use a pretty small board that sinks. Also.
Yeah, right. Is it really? It sinks?
Huh?
That little
Yeah.
board's, oh my gosh. How do
Just
you
push it under your feet. You put your foot in the straps. You grab the wing, and when you catch a little bit of speed, then the board comes out of the water, and then you can get even more speed and take off.
So getting started is a little bit of a challenge with a wing foil.
Yeah,
Can be.
The first times, yeah, and maybe you switch equipment with someone else, equipment that you're not used to, and it could be a little bit
interesting.
hard.
And what is the most difficult part of learning how to do swing foil and IQ foil?
Okay, so the most difficult part in wing foil, I mean, it's everything really complicated in both sports because you need to get used to how to use your sail or wing in the different wind conditions or angles to the wind. And yeah, but maybe the hardest part is when you start getting on the foil, so taking off. And yeah, it's pretty unstable for the first times when you're not used to it.
I can imagine.
I would say that the hardest part is for the IQ foil, the same, so getting on the foil. But I was saying that the IQ foil is maybe a little bit harder than the wing foil because
well, you got a giant sail for one thing. You got to keep straight up, and you can't lay it down. That would be tough. Yeah,
and it's pretty hard to move it. It's much heavier than the other one.
Yeah, I can imagine.
So seems like you need to have balance, strongness, and also know what you are doing about the direction of the wind and how to balance that. So you need to know a little bit of physics, right, as well.
Oh, yeah.
So you need to be smart and be in a good shape and have a good balance, right?
Yeah, the first thing you need to figure out is how the wind works. Where does it come from, and where is your board pointing to the wind? And yeah, that's the first thing you have to understand, that it's pretty hard to understand. Maybe it's not that you need to be clever, but
but the wind thing really
Huh?
is a big. But the wind really is a big deal. You better know where that's coming from, how to work.
Oh yeah.
I think it seems to me like once you get up on that, each of those boards, and you get the wind propelling you a little bit, and you're up. I'm thinking that's probably the hardest part, just to get up. Am I right? Once you're up, it's good, right?
For the first time, you think?
Well, I'm just saying. I mean, I think that would be the toughest part, is to get going. Just stand up and get some wind behind you and get moving. And once you move, I think that's probably the easier part than just to get up.
Yeah, feels like surfing. The hardest part is stand up.
Right.
Right?
Yeah. I've experienced that too. Would you agree with that, Alessandro?
No, because I think that on surfing, the hardest part is when you take off, when you stand up on the board. But here it's not like when you stand up on the board, but when you're really wing foiling or IQ foiling, which is when the board gets out of the water.
Oh,
because it gets pretty unstable.
Oh, yeah, that's true. There's only two little blades down there. There's not a big surface of the board. Yeah, I guess that's true. Gosh, yeah. We're gonna have to try this sometime, Maya. Alessandro's waiting for us over there in Italy. He's probably got a hotel room waiting for us here next week, and
Go check it out. Hey, we're here. Yeah.
Sounds like a plan.
I like that plan. Yeah, absolutely.
But Italy should be amazing. I have never been there. But Jericoacoara in Brazil, oh my gosh, is like beautiful. We need to do that neither in Italy and in Brazil.
I'm with you. Sign me up, man. Sign me up. Absolutely.
And by the way, how did you like Brazil?
Jericoacoara was an amazing place. It's so beautiful. Like all the town is on the, I would say it's like being on the beach all the time because there's just sand on the roads. And yeah, I loved it. I'll be there also this year in December, I think.
Oh, that's cool. Yes, that's cool. And where can people go to follow you on social media?
My main social media is Instagram, and it's ALE__TOMASI.
Excellent. Well, Alessandro, we'd like to thank you for being our guest here on Outdoors People. It was absolutely a pleasure having you with us all the way there from Italy, and I know it's late there, so we're going to thank you for staying up with us this late to be on the show.
I got to see you straight away.
Yes, it was a pleasure. Thank you very much. And we'd also like to thank each of our sponsors for bringing you tonight's show. Rutabaga Pedal Sports, Campground Views, Duluth Pack, and Jackson Kayak.
Be sure to tune in for next week's episode, Staying Grounded, with our special guest, Stephanie Quarles. Until then, for Maya Marzaki, this is C.W. Getz saying thanks for tuning in to Outdoors People. See you next week.
Ciao.